Hello and welcome to Saturday's Look North. Complaints about a lack of choice for internet users in Hull has led to a local MP passing on their concerns to Ofcom. The Hull North MP, Diana Johnson, has met officials of the body which regulates the industry to see if there are ways to open up the local market to greater competition. Most people in the UK have a choice about their telecoms provider, but in and around Hull there's historically only been Kcom. The regulator Ofcom has previously stated there is no monopoly. Other companies could come in and provide phone and broadband services, but complaints still surface about the lack of competition.
I've been having an ongoing dialogue with Ofcom for several years, but I actually thought at this stage I wanted Ofcom to come directly to Hull and to meet people and to hear from them directly what their views and concerns were. Ofcom and businesses in Hull are going to have this conversation now about looking again at what can be done to help the market open up in the city.
Some companies think the market in Hull is too small to invest in, but new providers are starting to emerge, and Kcom is required by competition law to let these other providers use its phone lines. Other companies are using alternative ways to provide broadband, like this fibre optic system installed for the lifeboat families living on Spurn. But the boss of this firm believes more needs to be done.
What actually matters with these issues is outcomes. And the reality is, in the rest of the UK, there is choice and competition. And the reality in Hull is that after sort of 10 years since privatisation, we don't have choice and competition. So obviously there's a problem, and that's something that we're working to address.
Kcom says it welcomes Ofcom's meeting with the MP and will wait for feedback from the regulator. In other news, traffic has been at a standstill following an accident on the M18 on the North Lincolnshire border this afternoon. The crash led to the closure of junction 6 of the motorway and held motorists up for hours in the area. Police haven't released details of any injuries caused by the accident. The Hull and Humber Clipper has been demoted from 3rd to 6th after sailing on a prohibited route during the first leg of the Round the World race. The teams are in La Rochelle after leaving Hull last weekend. Both Hull and Humber and Cork received penalties following a meeting of the race judges. The 10 yachts leave France for the next leg on Tuesday morning. Well, let's look at football now, and it's been a bad afternoon for Hull City fans as their side went down to a 1-0 defeat at home to Birmingham City. BBC Radio Humberside's Mike White watched the game.
It doesn't get any easier for the Tigers as they find themselves on the losing end of a game Phil Brown labelled a cup final. It all looked quite promising early on and their tails were up when Stephen Hunt unleashed a thunderbolt of a shot that Birmingham keeper Joe Hart parried away, and then the tide seemed to turn from there. After having the best of the chances throughout, the injury-hit visitors finally broke the deadlock 15 minutes from time when substitute Gary O'Connor headed home from a corner that City should have defended better. Kamel Gilas and Ibrahim Sonko almost salvaged something at the end, but they couldn't convert, and City's early season woes continue.
Our Football League clubs have also been in action today. In the Championship, an injury-time goal from Gavin McCann gave Scunthorpe United a point away at Bristol City. In League 2, Lincoln City lost 2-0 at home against Shrewsbury. There was better news, though, for Grimsby Town, who won 2-0 away at Torquay. Hull Kingston Rovers could find out this evening who they'll play in next week's playoff eliminator. The Robins lost 44-8 at Leeds last night, but get a second chance to progress next weekend. They'll either play Wakefield, who meet Catalan Dragons tonight, or the winners of the game tomorrow between Wigan and Castleford. Artist studios in northern Lincolnshire are being opened to the public over the next 2 weekends to show how much work goes into making art. 11 galleries and more than 50 artists are taking part in Insight 2009. The scheme has grown since it began in the year 2000 with the aim of giving people a better understanding of the artistic process.
Often people see artists work in galleries in a sterile environment and they're unaware of all the work and thought process that goes into creating a piece of work. Open Studios is an annual event that gives you an insight, literally that's why we call it Insight, into working practice of professional artists in the area.
Well, let's look at the weather for the rest of the weekend. Tonight, a few showers are possible this evening as cloud increases for a time. Dry and clear conditions will arrive from the north. It'll become chilly with clear skies, a minimum temperature of 7 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow will be dry and very pleasant with light winds, a little patchy cloud, but also long sunny periods. It will be a chilly start, but temperatures will reach 18 Celsius. That's it from Look North tonight. We're back tomorrow just before 6. Have a very good evening. Bye-bye.